What is up, everybody? It's Cjplays here, and I'm back with another Sims 3 speed build. And today, I'm gonna be building a house. I think I'm gonna call this house the name of the lot that it's built on, and it is 7 Tree Island. So I'm building this house in a world called Great Bear. I've done a world overview for it a long time ago. I also played my Nightmare Legacy challenge in this world, so it might look familiar to some of y'all out there. But if you want to check out the world, I'll leave a link down below, and I'll also leave my world overview for it link down below so you can see it that way. But this is just a really nice world. It's kind of rustic, kind of like woodsy and stuff like that. But I wanted to build something on this little island lot because I've built a wedding chapel like off camera, but I've used it for my Nightmare Legacy before. And I ended up putting it on this lot because it's kind of secluded and is really nice. It has like a really nice view of the world. So I was like, why don't I just build a house? So today I am building a family home. This house is like 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. I had to like go back after I stopped recording to add another bathroom because otherwise it would have just been 1 bathroom for this whole entire house. And then the bathroom was like, it's like an ensuite. So I had to like go back and add another bathroom because like, I don't want everyone just going to 1 bathroom. But as you can see, I also use constrained floor elevation. So this house is kind of modern on the outside. Not so modern on the inside. I mean, it's not like an old timey like rustic cabin house, but it looks, kind of homey, kind of family oriented. Maybe the family has redecorated a bunch over the years or something. I don't know. I was going to go for something like super sleek and modern on the inside, but I was like, yeah, I mean, I could have done that, but I kind of wanted to fit in with the rest of the world a little bit. Like the house is already looking kind of out of place because it's super modern, but hopefully it won't look that bad. I tried to go for like a nice mixture of like, rustic and woodsy, but also kind of nice looking and sleek looking. So I use like a lot of stone, a lot of wood paneling and stuff like that on this build. And this is just me now trying to like this is me trying to like level the foundation down a little bit. I had to learn how to do this, y'all, because like this is kind of hard. It may not look like it because the footage is sped up, but I had to like stop recording so many times just to get this part right because it was just annoying. I had to keep turning on constrained floor elevation and I had to turn it back off again. It was a whole entire thing. But in the end, I am pleased with how this house turned out. So, there's that. It also took me like a really long time to do this house too. Like the recording itself was only like 40 something minutes, 43 minutes, I think, when I stopped recording, but it was even longer than that because I had to like stop like the actual recording to fiddle around with stuff. So this house took like a couple of hours to do. But I'm really pleased with the end results and hopefully y'all like it too. So like right now the house was gonna look like this, but I ended up like pausing it, changing stuff. I ended up like closing off this little column piece. Like you'll see it in a little bit because I had to like I said, stop the recording so many times. I also found out too that little platform, like the first platform down there on the bottom, I always thought that a sim could walk on it, but I think I'm getting it confused with the Sims 4. Because for that's like 1 step off the ground, but apparently Sims can't walk up that in the Sims 3. Like maybe I'm doing something wrong. So I had to put some stairs down in front. So the stairs won't show up until like way later on in the video, but I don't think it looks that bad. But I would have preferred no stairs at all. But otherwise, your Sims could not get inside the building. But as you can see, this is just me putting the wallpaper in the windows. I use a lot of the windows from, I forgot what set, but it's like a Windows Bauhaus set, I think. That's how you pronounce it. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's like one of the sets on the Sims 3 store. A lot of this build is just like story content, stuff from expansion packs and stuff packs. I didn't use any custom content, I don't think, for this build, so everything should just be like official EA stuff. And this is just me now trying to fiddle around with the like living room and just try to have like a nice little sitting area. I've been trying to use a lot more sectionals lately because it's just, I don't know. I like using couches. But there's also some sectionals, so let's use those too. I don't know why, but the wallpaper is looking really weird right now. It doesn't look like that in game. I don't know why it's showing up like that now in the footage. I don't know if it like will show up on YouTube or not, but very weird effect. It looks kind of like staticky, but it doesn't show up like that in the game, I promise y'all. But yeah, so this is just me now trying to fiddle around with the little foyer area. I ended up using the end table that came with the Supernatural pack. I always used the other one, but I never really used this one, so I decided to use it, and I ended up putting like a little house phone and a lamp. The lamp that I used was from the base game. It's like that little small plaited like design lamp, and I never use it at all because I think it's like a little bit too small, but I felt like for an end table like this by the front door, it's kind of nice to have like a little lamp. Maybe if you're sitting in that chair and reading a book or something, maybe you want like a little extra light or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, this is just me now putting up some more decorum items and stuff like that. I ended up putting a rug down by the sectional. It didn't, I don't know if it shows up in the video, probably like a lot later on. But I ended up putting like a nice rug down to kind of like, fill out that little living room space. This is just me now putting up some artwork, and then I'm moving on to the kitchen. So for this little kitchen-y area over here, I was gonna try to use some really nice modern looking like countertops. I think the ones that come with ambitions are, I don't want to say they're modern, but they look kind of modern, but I didn't want to use that. Like, I don't know. Nothing was really looking right. So I decided to just use the ones from the base game. Now I ended up using 2 island countertops as like a place for a table, but as you can probably already tell, I don't think a sim could like fit through this little gap space. So I had to like pause the recording, turn move objects on, move the countertops in the front like by the stove to like actually get stuff to slot properly. So your sims can get through. I did play test this house, by the way, so your sims can get through this little area. Otherwise they would not be able to get to the bathroom and that other bedroom. So be like that sometimes. But this is the first bedroom that we're going to be furnishing right now. So this one, I used the bed that came with the, I think it was late night, I want to say. I never really get a chance to use this bed all too often. And it's really nice and modern, so I was like, why don't we just use this one first? And I ended up like recoloring it a little bit, and I ended up using one of the nightstands that came with, or the end tables that came with the seasons pack, and I also used the matching dresser with it as well. And I ended up putting like some nice artwork. Apparently, I didn't even realize this, but that art right there that you're looking at came with seasons, but I didn't even realize that you could recolor it. So I was like, why don't we just recolor it? Because otherwise it comes in a blue swatch, And also, if you didn't know, that art, I think, is in The Sims 4, but it's vertical. So that's kind of cool. It's like a little callback. There's a lot of like art in The Sims 4 that kind of calls back to The Sims 3 in a way. Like, it's kind of cool when you notice it. But anyway, moving on, this is just the ensuite bathroom. This was like the only bathroom for the longest time, y'all. I had to like go back after I did the recording to just, look back over the house, and I was like, oh my gosh, CJ, there's only one bathroom. Like, we gotta change that. So there's like that little empty space right here. Like, you can kind of tell it in the corner. I ended up using that to be like the downstairs bathroom. So it's only like a sink. No, it's only like a toilet and a shower in that room. So it's like a little half bathroom, but it'll do the job. But moving on, this is the second bedroom as well. This one has like an ensuite office kind of space. Again, you could just you could just replace the office stuff with like another bathroom if you wanted to. Or I've seen in a lot of like custom worlds, sometimes creators will like they'll like have a room like this, but they'll have like an archway that kind of leads into like a nursery. So if you have like a baby, you can kind of keep them close by. So that's also kind of like a thing you could do. But I wanted to put like a little home office in this little space. I thought it looked kind of cool there. So I ended up using the big bookshelf. I think it was from the base game, if I'm not mistaken. And then I ended up using like a chair that came with the base game too. I was going to use like one of the ones that came with seasons, but I didn't really like how it looked in that space. I thought it was like a little bit too small. And I couldn't find the matching chair that comes with the fast lane stuff. I think there's like a matching dining chair that kind of matches the couch that I use in this room, but I couldn't find it at the time. So I was like, okay, well, let's just settle for something else. But the chair I ended up using was really nice. I had to recolor it though. And I was trying to like put some artwork on this wall right here, y'all, but I could not find anything that was just nice. Stuff was either too big or too small. So I was like, let's just go ahead and move on to the officey space, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is like I was saying, I just used like the bookshelf that came with the base game. I had to recolor it a bunch because the colors were just kind of all over the place. So I had to like, find one that I really liked to kind of like complement the, like the desk here. Like all the wood tones in the house aren't the same, but I kind of like for them to match a little bit if I can. Like I think it's more realistic to not have matching wood tones. That's kind of how it is in real life. But in The Sims, especially when you have a color wheel, you can make things match. And in my opinion, it just looks a little bit better that way. So that's what I went with. And I also used a nice like little rustic rug to kind of like go into this bedroom. I wanted that bedroom to be like, like an homage to Great Bear. So that's why it has like the little like animal print bed sheet and like the stone on the wall. It's like a little like a homage to, Great Bear. But moving on, this is just the small laundry room. This could also be a bathroom. So like I said, y'all, this house has a lot of space. You can definitely redo the floor plan if you want to. But I ended up making this into a laundry room. I have to go back upstairs and put a laundry basket up there because I just remember I didn't do that. But I did go back and put all laundry baskets in all of the other bedrooms as well. So your Sims should be able to, do laundry and collect their laundry and stuff like that as well. But moving on, this is just a little nursery. I was gonna put like a bed and then like a crib in here, but I was like, why don't we just go full on nursery for this one? So I ended up using like two, like I think I used like I think it's like a lullaby nursery like store set. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It comes with like the changing table and stuff. I ended up using that set in here because I thought it looked really cool. Those cribs are like my favorite cribs anyway. And I ended up moving the changing table to the other side of the wall, and this is just me now trying to go around and like fiddle around with some more decorum stuff. I ended up using the lamp that came with the fast lane stuff. Like, listen y'all, fast lane has some really cool like items. Like the lamp, I love it. That chair that I used in that other bedroom, I really like that one as well. And it has like a lot of nice garage items too. But that's pretty much it for the nursery. I ended up putting like two cribs in here in case you have like a big family. And I also just kind of finished off the room with a nice rug. And I ended up putting like those little baby animal mobiles. I ended up recoloring them from green to be like a blue to kind of match in a little bit with like, you know, the rug and stuff like that in the wallpaper. But feel free to recolor it if you would like to. But I really like that mobile. And I think the house is just, well, I think this house is nice, but I also think this room was like just really cool too. Really nice and cozy. I also used a rocking chair that came with Supernatural. I was going to use the one that came with movie stuff, but it's kind of hard for me to recolor that one sometimes. So I ended up just going with the one from Supernatural. I think that's like a little, you know, a classic rocking chair, if that makes sense. But moving on to the last room in the house. So this is like a little loft area kind of. So you could definitely, if you want to, like, you know, put a floor plan in here and like put some walls and stuff down. But I just wanted this to be like a big open space. I feel like the sim that lives up here is like really into art and just, I feel like they're honestly just into a lot of stuff. I feel like they're like a college student or something like that, or a young adult. They're just into a lot of stuff. They have a lot of interest. So it really reflects in the room. It was kind of hard to furnish this room a little bit because I had to go down to this level to place all the furniture and stuff like that. And I ended up using like the little top grid part, and I ended up putting like some floorboards down to kind of make like a little loft area. So as you can see, I'm putting like the little sectional right here, and you have like a little like nook space, I guess, little nook loft space, I don't know. But you have like this little area up here. I ended up using like the bookshelf, like a really long bookshelf. Now your Sims can't get to this bookshelf, but in real life, obviously you would be able to, you know, reach books and stuff like that. But it's The Sims, so I ended up putting a bookshelf over here on this corner as well. It's like in that little baby nook space right there. I thought it was like a really nice use of space, and I ended up using that little plaited chair. I think it's kind of tacky, but I like it. It's like tacky but also kind of tasteful, and you know, I just like it. Like, y'all, this room right here is my favorite one. Like, literally, I would love to have this room in real life. I would make YouTube videos like all the time in this room. I did, however, I didn't remove, I just like moved the dresser to like the stair railing because I thought it looked a lot better that way. I was going to have like the dresser and the computer desk and everything right beside each other, but I didn't like how it looked. I thought it was a little bit too congested. So I ended up just like swapping it out and just, you know, moving it to the other side of the room. I put a computer desk in here. I also put an art easel because like the Sim, like they're really into stuff, y'all. Plants, books, art, computers, games, and stuff like that. I ended up putting like a standing mirror over here on the other side of the bed. It doesn't show up in the video, but I did put it later, like after I record it. And I ended up putting like some nice curtains up in here as well. I tried to put curtains on the other windows in the house, but it just wasn't looking that good. So yeah, on the only the upstairs part has curtains. But that's pretty much it for this build, y'all. This is just me doing some landscapings. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. Follow me on Twitch where I stream a lot more of The Sims, and stick around for those screenshots because it will show you how the house will look when you go to download it. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching.